All right, great. All right, we are now live and we are recording has started. Okay, it is now 7 o'clock. I'm calling the meeting to order. So those that are on Zoom, the link is, or wishing to join Zoom, the link is in the agenda. So anyone in the public that wants to join the Zoom, go ahead and go to the register and the agenda. Okay. Next item on the agenda is Pledge of Allegiance. Vice Chair Ciardella.
Our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag
To the flag
of the United States of
United States of
America,
America,
to the republic for
and
which
to
it
the
stands,
republic,
and
one
which it
nation,
stands,
under God,
one nation,
indivisible,
under God,
and liberty
indivisible,
and
with
justice for all.
liberty and
for all.
justice for all.
All right. Okay, next item, roll call. Ms. Medina.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I will now take attendance. Commissioner
Present.
Albana,
कट
Present.
Commissioner Awasti,
You're on mute, Commissioner Awasti.
present.
thank you. Chair Chuan,
Present.
Vice Chair Ciardella,
Present.
Commissioner Galong,
present.
and Commissioner Medina Ashby.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Medina. Let's see. Next item is conflict of interest declaration, City Attorney.
Thank you, Chair. I ask whether any of the commissioners have a financial or personal conflict of interest on any of the items before you tonight. I'll start with Commissioner Medina Ashby,
No.
Commissioner Awasti,
None.
Commissioner Galam,
None.
Commissioner Albano,
None.
Vice Chair Ciardella,
None.
and Chair Chuan.
None.
Let the record reflect none to that question.
Thank you, City Attorney. Next item is approval agenda. Can I have a motion? Motion, please.
Move to
Motion to
approve.
approve the agenda as submitted.
Okay, I have a motion from Vice Chair Ciardella. Do I have a second?
I second the motion.
Okay, so I got a motion from Vice Chair Ciardella and a second from Commissioner Albana. Roll call vote. Let's see, start with Commissioner Galong.
Yes. Aye.
Commissioner Medina Ashby.
Yes.
Commissioner Awasti.
Yes.
Commissioner Albana.
Yes.
Vice Chair Ciardella.
Yes.
And Chair is yes, 6-0. Motion passes. Agenda is approved. Next item is approval of meeting minutes. Can I have a motion, please? Are there any comments in regards to the January 12th, 2022 meeting minutes? Okay, if not, can I get a motion?
Move to approve the minutes.
Okay, I got a motion from Commissioner Galong. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, got a motion from Commissioner Galong and a second from Commissioner Albana. Roll call vote. Commissioner Galong.
Aye.
Commissioner Medina Ashby.
Aye.
Commissioner Awasti.
Aye.
Commissioner Albana.
Aye.
Vice Chair Ciardella.
Aye.
Chair Chuan is aye. 6-0. Motion passes. Meeting minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is announcements. Do I have any announcements from any of the commissioners? Vice Chair Siardella.
Yeah, I'd just like to wish the city a happy birthday today.
Oh,
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
And I'd
Steve
sing,
Milpitas.
but I don't think you guys want me to sing.
Okay. Any other announcements? Okay, no other announcements. The only item I have, and I'm thinking Planning Director will mention it, and that's about the Planning Commissioner Academy. So I'm going to defer it over to Planning Director.
Thank you, Chair Chuan. Yes, I believe we received 2 or 3. Are we up to 3, Liz? Registrations for the Academy, and I'm very happy to see that. I think it will be a great opportunity, particularly for the new commissioners. And we're fortunate that it's right here in our own backyard over at San Ramon. So I'm happy to see that you'll take advantage of that. Again, if you are interested in registering, you can attend for just 1 day. And the sessions are usually pretty good. I think Chair Chuan attended in the past when he was a new commissioner and found it very useful. I know Vice Chair Siardella has also spoken highly of this particular conference. It's usually very good. My only other announcement, I always like to follow up with the Planning Commission on items that appeared before you in the past and then went on to the City Council. So last Tuesday at the City Council meeting, the Council approved the project per Planning Commission recommendation for a 32-unit townhome project at 2001 Tarab Court. This is down in the Transit area. It's near where Tarab Court meets Lundy, right near the border of San Jose. So there's a number of, Toll Brothers has a number of townhome under construction. They've completed some are under construction, and then this project was brought forward by a different developer. It was approved, and we hope that it will move forward soon. We have another project right next door to this one, also by Toll Brothers, that will be coming to you sometime in the future. We received it back in November, December timeframe, and staff is reviewing it at the time. So look forward to bringing that. Lots of exciting things going on down there in the transit area. And those are all my announcements. Thank you.
Thank you, Planning Director. And just to reiterate the message from Planning Director, I do highly recommend the 1 day. If you can go, at least you'll, if you can take the required courses, that will be of extreme value. Okay, next item is public forum. Those interested are invited to address Planning Commission on any subject not on tonight's agenda, orally via Zoom webinar. Instructions are in the agenda. Speakers may provide their name and city of residence for the recording secretary's record, and comments may be limited to 3 minutes or less as an item not listed on the agenda. No response is required from city staff or the Planning Commission, and no action can be taken. Planning Commission may instruct the staff to place the item on a future meeting agenda. At this time, Ms. Medina, do we have anyone in the public that wishes to make any comments?
Chair, there are no community members in the queue to speak for public forum.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Medina. Can I get a motion to close the public forum?
Motion to close.
I get a motion from Commissioner Siardella. Can I get a second?
Seconded that.
Okay, I got a second from Commissioner Awasti. Roll call vote. Commissioner Galam,
aye.
Commissioner Medina Ashby,
Aye.
Commissioner Awasti,
Aye.
Commissioner Albana,
Aye.
Vice Chair Siardella,
Aye.
and Chair is aye. So 6-0. Public forum is closed. Okay. Next item is our public hearing item. The Sunny Hills CFD subdivision. Planning Director. Planning Director or Mr. Fossati.
Thank Thank you, Chair. I'll make a few preliminary comments and then turn the time over to our senior planner, Michael Fasadi. This item is rather unique. We don't have this type of item come before the Planning Commission too often. CFD, of course, stands for Community Facilities District, and the item before you is a tentative map or subdivision of the existing parcel into 2 parcels. And this is kind of a, well, this is a procedural item, really, in order to facilitate the project and being able to meet one of the conditions of approval. You'll recall, for those of you who've been on the commission for all that the Sunny Hills infill project came before you some time ago, and the applicant has been working with staff to meet the conditions of approval and prepare for construction. And there were a couple of items that are holding us up from being able to issue the building permit. We were able to issue grading permits and tree removal permits, and so work is going on the site. But in order for the project to move forward, then there were just a few items that needed to be addressed, and the tentative map is one of those. And then the other item tonight is a minor amendment to one of the conditions of approval, and our senior planner, Michael Fasadi, will provide some of the details. And this type of a project, or this tentative map, is the processing is shared between the planning department and the engineering land development department. So we also have our principal civil engineer, Roberto Alonso, here to help answer questions. So turn the time over to Michael.
Thank you, Ned, and good evening, commissioners. I'm Michael Fasadi, a senior planner here with the city of Milpitas. The item in front of you is an application for a minor tentative parcel map and a site development permit amendment for a 724 Sunny Hills Court. You may remember, as Ned presented in October 2020, the Planning Commission recommended the City Council approve an infill project to develop 44 new apartment units to the Sunny Hill Apartments, located at 1724 Sunny Hill Court. The project was eventually approved by City Council, and construction is due to commence once all legal requirements are completed to issue building permits. One of those legal requirements include annexation into a CFD, which will be discussed this evening. Next slide, please. This is an aerial image of the project location. Sunny Hills Apartments is located south of Dixon Road, west of Arizona Avenue, and east of North Milpitas, or east of North Milpitas Boulevard, definitely in the North Milpitas region. Next slide, please. This is a zoning map of the property. The project site is what we refer to as a planned unit development and surrounded by commercial development to the west and north, and single family residences to the east and south. Next slide, please. As stated within the description, the applicant, JMK Investments, have applied for a minor tentative parcel map subdivision and site development permit amendment. This is the current existing site plan approved by City Council in November 2020. Next slide, please. This is the proposed tentative map for the project. So if the tentative map were to be approved, the parcels would be subdivided into the following. Parcel 1, highlighted in green, would create a new 2.102 acre parcel where the 44 new proposed units would be located. Parcel 2, highlighted in purple, is what we refer to as a remaining parcel. It'd be 10.55 acres, where the existing 171 apartment units, as well as the thoroughfare, Sunny Hills Court, would remain. By approving this application, there would be no physical change to the previously approved project as contemplated back in 2020. One question many may have is why this subdivision is now being proposed. This has to do with how the city treats residential developments. All new multifamily developments are required to annex into a community facilities district, also known as a CFD. The CFD is a special tax on the property that pays for various public services and infrastructural projects improvements within the city. So an annexation to a CFD is required for all new proposed developments. Next slide, please. So when the project was approved in the site development permit, was approved, there was a resolution that was created. And within that resolution, there were a number of conditions the applicant must follow. The existing condition had the agreement that an annexation to the community facilities district was required, and that annexation would be processed prior to building permit issuance. The applicant and the city have kind of worked together to modify that condition to still require that condition, but have it be completed prior to issuance of certificate of occupancy for the new units, that is. Since this is a certainty, the applicant will annex into the CFD, and the city feels comfortable in moving the CFD annexation to be completed prior to the issuance of certificate of occupancy. By allowing this change to be made, issuance of building permits could happen much more quickly, and we can allow construction to commence to start developing those new units. Next slide, please. So findings are made for all the entitlements we request for you to review. Findings to approve the project have been made, as noted in the staff report. When it comes to subdivisions, there's grounds for denial that need to be made to deny a subdivision permit or a minor or major tentative subdivision. And we cannot find grounds for denial, which are required to be found by Government Code Section 66474 and the Subdivision MAP Act. Next slide, please. Furthermore, the project required a site development permit amendment. When a project is required a site development permit to be modified, we review the modification in 3 different steps. If the modification is insignificant, if it's significant without public impact or concern, or if it's significant with public impact or concern. For this amendment, we consider the modification as significant without public impact or concern, because the modification was changing one of the conditions. In summary, the modification is moving a condition to be completed at a later date, which will allow construction to proceed in a timely manner. Additional details regarding this modification can be found in the staff report. Next slide, please. Staff has also determined the project to be exempt from Sequa per Sequa section 15315, which is applicable to minor land divisions. This exemption is specifically for subdivisions of 4 or fewer parcels within an urban area that are zoned residential, commercial, or industrial. Furthermore, since the project is consistent with the general plan, Sequa section 15183 of the Sequa guidelines is also applicable to exempt this project. Next slide, please. The city noticed the project. We posted it in the Milpitas Post and sent over 290 postcard notices. I directly received one public comment from a resident, I believe on Arizona Avenue, asking when construction was going to commence. So I shared with her that construction would commence when the legal requirements are being done. And the reason for this meeting is to expedite that commencement of construction. Next slide, please. So in closing, staff recommends the Planning Commission adopt resolution number 22-001, approving tentative parcel map subdivision number TP21-0001 and site development permit amendment number SA21-0011, based on the above findings and subject to the conditions of approval. This concludes staff's summary of the project. I'd be happy to answer any questions, but I'd like to inform the Planning Commission that Roberto Alonso, our principal civil engineer, could field any questions regarding the CFD and what it's for, as well as Bill Todd, he's our building official, if there's any questions specifically about the proposed construction and development. Furthermore, Megan Cariotis with JMK Investments is here representing her team. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Fasadi. Do we have any questions from any of the commissioners? Okay, no questions currently from the commissioners.
I would like to.
Yes, Commissioner Awasti, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. I would like to know a little bit more about the CFD if it comes again in the future for us. So if, as Mr. Michael said, that our building engineer is here, so if we could learn a little bit more about the CFD, what it entails, how it came into existence, and since it comes once in a while, why are we dividing it into two to get it? Why the entire thing could not be done in one go and annexed into the CFD? So just a little bit to learn a little bit more on the CFD while we are here.
Yeah, good question, Commissioner Awasti. So, Mr. Alonso, if first of all, welcome to the Planning Commission. I didn't know if you had any specific presentation, but if not, if you wouldn't mind answering the question from Commissioner Awasti.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, Commissioners. Like Michael said, I'm Roberto Alonso. I'm the Principal Civil Engineer for the Engineering and Land Development section with the city. There's two main community facility districts within the city. One was set up in 2005, which is this citywide CFD, and then one was set up in 2008, which is the one that's specific for the transit area. What the CFD does, it levies a special tax on any new residential development to fund various services within these districts. Example of these services are direct and incidental costs related to providing park maintenance, street landscape maintenance, furnishing and operating and maintaining the equipment that is used to provide these services. There's street lighting maintenance, police protection services, and a few other services that are provided by the city with the collection of this tax. The tax is levied on all assessor parcels of residential property and is collected on July 1st of each fiscal year. And the rates are based on 4 classes of land use. One is the market price residential property, low income affordable housing, very low income affordable housing, and extremely low income affordable housing. And the rate that is levied is the greater one between the San Francisco, Oakland, and San Jose area urban consumer price index during the 12 months prior to February of the previous fiscal year, or 2%, whichever is higher. As Commissioner Awasti was asking about why this process wasn't able to be done with the existing conditions, the reason is because there's already 171 units, I believe, in the existing parcel, and therefore, in order for the CFD to be approved, each of these existing residents would have to vote to tax themselves into this CFD. The original project was constructed prior to the CFD 2005 becoming official, and therefore they're exempt of this tax. However, the new properties, as they're being built afterwards, they will be required to pay this special tax. And since there's no per se official owners of those properties yet, it'll be easier for the developer to vote themselves into the district, and then the taxes will be levied onto the new property owners.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Alonso. Do I have any other questions for either Mr. Fasadi, Mr. Alonso, or I also see that we also have our our building official, Mr. Bill Tott is on as well too. And also the project manager, Megan, is it Karyotis? Does anybody have any questions for any of them? Okay. If there's no questions, maybe just I wanted to just check to see if the project manager had any particular comments or anything or any presentation they would like to make. I believe.
Nothing from me.
Okay.
And you
Thank you.
pronounced it right. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Nailed it.
Okay. Okay. And then Mr. Tott, do you have any comments or anything?
No, it's thank you, Chair. No, the rough grading permit was issued quite a while ago. Site development third review has been just provided. And I think on the building side, we're at the second review, which was sent November 1st, as I recall. But just a quick update on where we are on the building side with the processing for the associated permits for this project. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if there's no questions, I want to see if there's this being a public hearing item. Ms. Medina, do we have anyone in the public having any questions?
Hi, Chair. I don't see, we have 3 attendees. However, no community member has their hand up for comments.
Okay, thank you. Okay, can I get a, if there's no public comments, can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
I make a motion to close the public hearing.
Okay, I got a motion from Commissioner Medina Ashby. Can I get a second?
A second.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion from Commissioner Medina Ashby and a second from Commissioner Awasti. Roll call vote. Commissioner Galang.
Aye.
Commissioner Medina Ashby.
Aye.
Commissioner Awasti.
Aye.
Commissioner Albana.
Aye.
Vice Chair Ciardella.
Aye.
And Chair Chuan is aye. Public hearing is now closed. Okay. Are there any final questions from any of the commissioners?
I have one question, Chair.
Okay. Go ahead, Commissioner Galan.
Did we receive feedback from the neighbors?
I can answer that.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Fasadi.
Thank you, Commissioner Galang. Yeah, we I stated it in the report. I'll state it again. We had one public comment asking about when construction was going to start. They were hoping construction would start soon. I believe the applicant is too, and one of the legal requirements is the annexation. That's why we're asking for the annexation to be pushed out till certificate of occupancy to start construction.
Okay.
Hopefully, does that answer your question, Mr. Galang?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Chair, I think I have a question. Yeah.
Yes, Commissioner Albana.
Maybe this will be for Mr. Fasadi. With the annexation, dividing it into parcel number 1, is that the maximum that it can allow?
No. The parcel could be submitted into a number of different parcels, like a condominium conversion, a condo map, separating it from one parcel to 2 parcels. It could be done more. I'm confident the whole reason we're doing the subdivision is simply to allow the applicant to annex into the CFD. It's not so much as a to create ownership and create owning parcels. It's simply just to create a mechanism to allow them to annex into the community facilities district. But to answer your question directly, it could be subdivided again if the applicant chose. It would have to go through if it was 4 parcels and under, it'd go through planning commission. If it was more than 4 parcels, it'd have to go to city council.
Okay, just wanted to have more information. And I've noticed that I think you could only construct 40 single developments in an acre. That would be 20 properties. So that'll be only 40. It says that it's 44 new residential units.
Correct. So you're making a very good. So the density for the general plan density is 20 units, and it's split around. It's split between both parcels. So the average density, I believe, I wrote it in the staff report, I believe is 17 units per acre, which the project is in compliance with. The majority, if you were to look at the 2.12 acre site, has more units, but it's still within that 20. That's the higher end, the 20 units, but the lower end is 15 units for the 171 units.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chair.
All right. Thank you. Any other comments from any other commissioners? Okay. I'm going to go down the line and just ask for any final deliberations, any comments. So maybe just any reasonings for your thoughts around the project. So I'll start with you, Commissioner Galan.
No, sir.
Okay. Commissioner Medina Ashby.
No.
Okay. Commissioner Awasti.
None.
Commissioner Albana.
Yes, I'm very happy that this is being considered, because then the efficiency of beginning the development is very important, so that while it provides the right timing. And as you mentioned, we will not know until we get this all approved so that the construction can begin. So I think this helps in the efficiency of the construction, and it be on a timely manner. So I thank the city and the staff and everybody who had put into this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner Albana. Vice Chair Ciardella.
None at this time.
Okay. And myself, I'm in total agreement with Commissioner Albana. Well said. So, and again, thank you very much for the the staff and everyone involved in this project here. So, okay. At this time, if there's no other further questions or comments or deliberations, can I get a motion?
I will do the motion.
Okay, Commissioner Albana.
Yes. I want to motion to adopt resolution number 22-001, approving tentative parcel map subdivision number TP 1-0001 and site development permit amendment number SA 21-011, based on the above findings and subject to the conditions of approval.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Albana. Do I have a second?
Second.
I got a motion from Commissioner Albana, a second from Commissioner Galan. Roll call vote. Commissioner Galan.
Aye.
Commissioner Medina Ashby.
Aye.
Commissioner Awasti.
Aye.
Commissioner Albana.
Aye.
Vice Chair Ciardella.
Aye.
Chair Chuan is aye. So 6-0, motion passes. Congratulations. Okay. Let's see. Next item on the agenda is new business. And before we start the new business, I want to thank Mr. Fazati and the project manager, Cariotis, and building inspector, Mr. Tot, and also our principal civil engineer, Mr. Alonso. So thank you very much. You all are free to go.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, next item is new business. There's no items. So the next item here is the legalese. Any person aggrieved by any final decision of any board, commission, or department head to the city of Milpitas may appeal the decision to the City Council by filing a written notice of the appeal with the city clerk within 12 calendar days of the date of said decision and pay the required fee. This time limit shall be strictly enforced. At this time, next item is adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion from Commissioner Ciardella, and may I have a second?
Second.
And second from Commissioner Medina Ashby. I'm not going to do the roll call vote, just all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, so 6-0. Everyone have a great evening.
Thank you, you too.
Good night. Good night. Good night, guys.
Good
Good
night.
night. Thank you, guys. Thank you.